Fun and answer game, 2 for the money. And now here's the star of our show, that humorous fellow from Indiana, Herb Schreiner.
Hello. Well, I guess you folks have probably been out looking at them new cars that just come out. A lot of the 56 cars are out. I don't know where they're going to park them, but they're out. If I was those fellas putting them out, I think I'd have waited a little bit longer so they could attract more attention after Princess Margaret makes up her mind. I think they come out at the wrong time. But the latest thing in these cars, by the way, is these safety belts. I guess you noticed that in an ad in the paper. And it's supposed to be very good for you. The safety belt's supposed to, well, it's supposed to really, I don't know why they put them in the cars. I think the purpose was to, well, they had trouble. Some of the owners wasn't living long enough to finish making all the payments, and they had to do something to keep them going longer. But I don't know if the safety belt works. It really works. It's safe, I know that. It's supposed to keep you from falling out of your seat no matter what happens. But a friend of mine took his girl to the drive-in movie, and she wriggled loose in about 5 minutes. I just the darndest thing. But anyways, we got to have some fun down here now. We're all set to play 2 for the money, and I think that we're ready to roll. And, of course, in about a second, we'll play the game. And I think everybody likes a surprise. So if you folks will use your imagination a little bit, we're going to let you in on one.
Herb, you're our first contestant to play 2 for the money. Remember that our contestants were on the show last week, and they didn't have time to play the game, so here they are back again. Miss Katherine Decker from Asheville, Ohio, who lives on a farm, and Mr. Abe Steinberg, and he's a New York subway conductor.
Thank you. Thanks, Ken. Well, let me first of all give you folks your present of a Schaefer White Dot signature pen set and a carton of those fine king-size old golds. And you both get the same present, and I sure hope you're going to enjoy them. And we want to find out, now, Miss Decker, you were here last week, and we didn't get a chance to get all the details on you, but you were on a visit, is that right, to New
Yes,
York?
I'm on a little visit to New York.
Do you like it here? I mean, and what do you think of New York now that you're here?
Well, it's all right if they ever get it finished.
You got something there. Well, how long you figure on staying, anyways?
Well, I think I'll go home tomorrow because I had a hard time stretching that egg money the past week.
You did. Well, that's a point. You know, this New York is, well, they go through your egg money in a hurry, and the hens, too, if you didn't watch out.
Oh, sure do.
Expensive, huh?
I'll say it is.
Well, what have you been doing in New York since you've been here?
Well,
sightseeing and everything?
Yes, for such a lovely day. Today I went up on the Empire State Building.
Uh-huh. What did you see up there? What did you...
Oh, just look down.
Uh-huh. What did you see while you was looking down? Anything?
Well, just a lot of other people looking up.
You got something there, too. You live on a farm in Ohio, is that right? Is this your own farm, too?
Well, yes, it's been in the family. In fact, my house is 151 years old and was built by my great-great-great-grandfather.
Oh, boy. Well, he sounds great. How was he actually, how did he turn out? Was he a pretty big fellow back there?
I'll say he was.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you how old is the house and altogether, you say?
151 years.
151 years. Boy, that's something. Well, your grandfather must have been a real native of Ohio, I guess, huh?
No, he came from Virginia. He rode 1,000 miles on horseback and settled up north.
Oh. 1,000 miles on horseback. You'd think he'd been settled down south a little bit, too, actually. All right. Well, it sounds like you've got a lot of good times ahead seeing New York and everything. I hope that you have a good time up here.
Well, thank you.
And I want to find out about your partner. We didn't get a chance to ask him very much last week. We found out that Mr. Steinberg was a subway conductor. And what are some of your duties down there? What all do you do on that job?
Well, some of my duties on this job is I like to make people from out of town feel at home, and I like to call out my stations.
Uh-huh. Well, that's good. What else do you do down there? You have to keep your eye on the crowd and everything, make sure they don't get stepped on and everything, and watch out for...
That's right. I also like to watch out for pickpockets.
You have them down there, too, huh?
We have them down there, and I sure watch out for them.
Well, I suspected you did. I was on the subway when I first come here. I had just got a turkey stuffed from a delicatessen, and I was on my way home on the subway, and somebody reached in and stole the dressing out of my turkey. I don't know who did it. I think it was a pickpocket. We found a fingerprint on the gizzard later. Shift the blame or anything, but you think it happened, do you like it on the subway? Is it fun?
I like it very much down the subway. I like to make people feel at home.
Mm-hmm.
And the folks down there always
Are you
like...
feeling at home? Because he wants all folks from out of town to feel at home?
And I like to make all the folks happy.
Well, that's nice. It's a nice ambition. I wish we could. I wish we could figure out how you're going to do all that. It's a very nice thing. We've got to get you playing this game, I suspect, here before we go too far. Dr. Gross just snuck in, I see, and slipped in here ready to play the game. Maybe we ought to get going with it because I feel kind of obligated. You folks were here last week. You've put in 2 weeks now. I want you to make some money. So let's go with Dr. Gross. You know, is a professor of philosophy. And he's down at Rutgers. He's a doctor down there, and he's a doctor up here, too, as far as that goes. Are you a doctor in both states?
I hope so,
okay.
yeah.
Well, Doctor, you got the first
Yes,
question
sir.
ready?
Here's the first question, and every correct answer is worth $5.
Okay. Well, now who would like to start out?
You can go first.
All right,
Okay.
Start.
Well, when the bell sounds, the one who starts names any unit of measurement like a pound. The other one must then give the correct abbreviation for that unit, LB. Go through as many different units of measurement as you can. Ready?
Pound,
LB,
quart,
QT,
2 grains.
Do I?
What'd you say?
Oh,
What was your...
I said 2 grains.
Well, just say 1.
GR,
That's right. Go on from there. GR.
Gallon.
GAL,
Quart.
Well, that's a repeat. I'm sorry.
Well, that quart there kind of got us hung up on that quart. Ken, how did you make out? How much
We
did
had
you get?
6 correct answers at $5 each, so in the next round, every correct answer will be worth $30.
May I say, I'm not too sure about the count on that thing, but we'll check it anyhow, make sure it's
All
right.
right,
next time
we
around.
can check that over while we're playing the next one here now. Here's the second one. When the bell sounds, start naming trees. Just make sure that each one you name begins with a different letter of the alphabet. Ready?
Pine tree,
beech tree,
oak tree,
apple tree,
strawberry tree.
What's this? Strawberry tree? No. No, I'm sorry. That's even too small, I think, to be called a tree.
Well, it's give you credit for trying, by gosh. That's okay. Ken, how much do we get?
You had 4 correct answers at $30 each, though in the final round, every correct answer will be worth $120.
Well, when the bell sounds, the one who starts names any president of the United States like Grant. The other one must then name any federal or state job which he ever held, like Army General. This is any president of the United States, and then name any federal or state job that he ever held. Go
U.S.
through as many,
Grant.
go through as many as you can.
Wait.
I'll just say ready here and give you a better start. Ready?
Ulysses Simpson Grant.
a general in the Army,
Eisenhower.
a general in the Army,
Truman.
Vice President,
Roosevelt.
You had 7 correct answers at $120, giving you a grand total and scoreboard of $840.
Fine, and Ken, you know, folks write in once in a while want to know how they can get on, too, for the money, and I wish you'd just tell them again. Would you tell them how to,
Okay,
how to write
Herb.
in so they can get on?
If you'd like to be considered as a possible contestant on Two for the Money, here's all you do. Just write a letter to Two for the Money, Department 2, CBS Television, 485 Madison Avenue, New York 22, New York. Just tell us as many interesting things you can about yourself, and please enclose a recent snapshot that you can spare. That's about it, Herb. And here are our next contestants to play Two for the Money. First of all, very charming Miss Eudoxia Orfanito from Thessalonica, Greece, and she's an exchange student at Gustavus Adolphus College. And her partner is Mr. Don K. Nelson from Minneapolis, Minnesota, who works for Sears Roebuck.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Make yourselves comfortable, folks. And first of all, let me give you a present of a Schaefer's white dot signature pen set for you, and a carton of king-size old golds, and the same for your partner. It's for you, sir. Get yourself comfortable there. You drop something down there. I want to find out a little bit about you. First of all, here, you're Miss Eudoxia Thessalonica. Is that right?
Oh, no.
No?
My name is Eudoxia Orfanidou. I come from Thessalonica.
Oh, I see. Well, now I got that straight. Either way, I don't see how you ever get your mail, but it's pretty close, wasn't I? How long you been over here in this country?
I've been here for about 13 months, where I've been attending Gustavus Adolphus College in Minnesota.
Very good. Do you find things different over here than you do at home in Greece?
Well, your standard of life is much higher over here.
Oh.
There is also a big difference in the boy and girl relationship.
Oh, yeah? How do you mean? How does that work?
Well, in my country, a girl is not allowed to go out with a boy until she's 22 years old.
Uh-huh. Well, it's late for a girl 22 to start thinking about her boys when they've been thinking it over so much longer. But how does a Greek girl go about meeting a boy over in your country?
Well, mostly the parents arrange everything. They pick out the husband for the girl. They also have to have money in order to buy him.
Well, that is something. What does a good husband bring over there? In case any of these good husbands out here wants to go over there.
Well, it costs about $1,000 to buy a husband.
My goodness, that include the tax and everything?
Well, we don't have to pay him.
No tax on the
no
husband,
ta-
it's
no.
just $1,000. Well, it's probably, might be worth it at that. But, it's fun to talk to you, and I want to find out about your partner, too. He's Mr. Don K. Nelson, and you're with Sears Roebuck, huh?
Yes, Herb. I'm a musical instrument buyer, mail-order musical instrument buyer for Sears in Minneapolis.
Uh-huh. Well, that's quite a Sears Roebuck. My goodness, I've heard of them for a long, long time.
I know you have been a country boy for a long time, and I brought you something tonight that I think you'll be very interested in, Herb.
What's that? What do you got there?
Sears Roebuck catalog for 1906.
1906. Boy, that is something. That's kind of goes back a ways. You got stuff here marked
I have
off for me to...
some sections marked here that I thought you'd be particularly interested
I
in.
sure would. My goodness, I haven't seen a catalog this type here. What you got here now? Let's see.
Well, that's the old horse and buggy section.
Boy, let's see what you got here. Here's a beautiful job here. This is a buggy. Can you get a look at this, Paul? This is a $39.95 buggy there. Can you see that? That's quite a... My grandfather had one something like this. He said that was more romantic than the cars are today. He said that you get a boy and girl there riding along with that horse, it just sort of made the girl look prettier. I don't know. It just seemed to be something to it. What else have you got? That's really... imagine getting a whole buggy and everything for $39. What else you got in there? Some more stuff marked off? What is this?
Well, there's a section down here that I think you'll be interested in. Styles of the old days.
What are these, men's boots here?
No, Herb, those aren't men's boots. Those are ladies' shoes.
Boy, they're really stylish. Ladies, how do you like them shoes there? You think that... look at this top one here. What do you call that?
That was known as the ladies' convincer.
Pretty pointy. I think you could convince anybody of anything with that shoe. That's something. Let's see what else you got. I mean, you got me intrigued now. I want to see what all these things are. I have to go through a lot of these different ads here. What do you got here now? This is men's suits. Is that what that is?
That's right.
Yeah.
Those are the fashions of a long time ago.
It says, why do it? Why pay $10 more? Here's a double-breasted blue serge suit for $8.64.
Well, Herb, there's one on this side for $7.64.
Well, you got any more of those 864s in stock? That sounds like it's got my name on it right there. $7.64. I think I'm a kind of a sport. I'll stick with the $8.64 and not the $7.64. That's beautiful. But you have a lot of fun in the mail order department sending out these things. People must send in for a lot of funny stuff. I've remembered things people used to send in for when I was a kid, like a kit for perforating piano rolls.
Well, we handle hundreds of thousands of orders, and we handle them mostly right. But once in a while, we do have a mistake occur.
What's the oddest thing that's ever happened to you in mail order work?
Well, a while back, a woman sent in an order for a dozen pickle forks to be engraved with her initial. A few days later, quite a large package came to her house, and as she unwrapped it, out came a dozen pitchforks with a very nice note saying, "We don't engrave our pitchforks."
It's a good thing they wasn't monogrammed, or those poor folks be eating with them pitchforks. That would have been some mess. But that's a beautiful thing. I sure appreciate this old catalog. I'll have some fun going through there, looking for gold-plated ear spoons and stuff like that. Have some fun with that. You got another one there? What's this book you got here?
Well, Herb, I thought you ought to be brought up to date on our new catalog. This is our 1955 Christmas catalog.
Thinner, ain't it?
No.
That's just Christmas stuff,
That's
huh?
our Christmas catalog. In our regular catalog, we have 100,000 items, but this is a little bit smaller. Incidentally,
That wouldn't,
we're featuring on page 395 the Herb Schreiner harmonica.
Boy, that's good. I'm glad you got it in a page way towards the back where it won't get tore out so fast. I'm going to have to go down and buy one of them. Well, thank you very much for bringing it up. It's a beautiful, something for me to read on a cold winter evening, I'll tell you that. So let's see. Now, we better play the game here so you folks can get a chance to make some money. And Dr. Gross is itching to go. He's got the first question ready, right?
All set, Herb. Here's the first question for $5 for every correct.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Let's see now. Who's going to start off? You're going to start off? All right. When the bell sounds, name as many four-legged animals as you can that are covered with spots or stripes like a tiger. Ready?
Tiger.
Skunk.
Horse, you know that horse with stripes on?
Horse with stripes, right?
Spotted cow.
Cat.
Dog.
Good.
You had 6 correct answers at $5 each, so in the next round, every correct answer will be worth $30.
I was thinking about the Sears when I was a kid. Sometimes our mail used to be kind of slow, so if we'd order a suit, we knew it was going to be kind of slow coming through our postman home, so we'd ordered a couple sizes larger, so when it got there, you'd fit right into it. Not today, huh? Real quick today. Well, that's good. When the bell sounds, here's the second one. Name as many articles of clothing or wearing apparel as you can for either men or women, which are intended primarily for formal wear, like a top hat. Ready?
Top hat.
Tuxedo.
Gloves.
Chesterfield. Overcoat.
Suit.
Top hat.
No. Suit, I'm afraid. Suits have to be worn for formal wear, informal wear, and everything else. That's too bad.
Just for formal.
Perhaps the question was only for formal. Yeah.
Oh, well, all right. I guess that's, well, Ken, I think he's got us there. How much do we get?
You had 4 correct answers at $30 each, so in the final round, every correct answer will be worth $120.
Let's think this over real careful this time, and let's get him now. Let's get even with him for that. $120 for every answer. This is a question about oceans and seas. The Pacific Ocean is the largest body of salt water in the world. When the bell sounds, start naming oceans and seas. Just make sure that each one you name is smaller than the one named before. Start naming oceans and seas and keep making them smaller all the time. So start with a great big one. Right?
Pacific Ocean.
Atlantic Ocean.
Mediterranean.
Red Sea.
Aegean.
North Sea.
What's
I'm
that?
sorry, you're doing fine there, but the North Sea is considerably bigger than the Aegean Sea, which was already mentioned.
Imagine
Yeah.
that.
Doing fine.
You mean at high tide or low tide? No, we gotta go. All right. All right, Ken?
You had 5 correct answers at $120, giving you a grand total in the scoreboard of $600.
Now, Ken, we'll play 2 for the money in just about a second, folks. And if you're the type that suffers from writer's cramp, we'd like to have you relax. We're going to show you how to have that light touch.
Now, Herb, our next 2 contestants are both in politics. This is Mrs. Dotsy Davis, and she is the mayor of Washington, Virginia, and Mr. Clyde Lavenger, who is a councilman from Camden, New York.
Sounds comfortable there. see you.
Nice
Let me
to
start
see
you off first with your present. You get a Schaefer white dot signature pen set and a
Oh,
carton of old golds.
exciting.
And you also get the same present. And I know you're going to enjoy them both. I want to find out a little bit about you. You're a lady mayor, is that right?
That's right.
Oh, that is something. That's very unusual, in fact, isn't it?
Well, it seems that more and more women are getting into politics all the time.
Yeah, I guess so. As long as they're talking, they figure they might as well run for something, I guess. It'll be too hard. Do you like to make speeches? Is it fun?
Well, I think I enjoy it. You know, all politicians have a little ham in them.
Well, yeah, they do. Do you feel that way, Mr. Levanture? I see you're in politics, too. Do you agree with that?
Well, yes, I have a little ham in me, too, among other things.
Well, I noticed it there. How much do you weigh, by the way?
Well, I weigh 330 pounds, but I've got to lose a little bit.
You're going to lose a little bit? Well, how much do you figure on losing about?
Well, I figured if I could get down to about 320, it'd be about right.
Well, you'd be able to squeeze into a voting booth, that's for sure, then you get that down there. Well, Mayor Davis, I want to find out some more about you. How big is this town that you're mayor of?
Well, it's not a very big town. In the last census, we gained 4 people, so that brought our total up to 249.
249, isn't it? That's a town about like the ones back home. I know of a town a little bit smaller than that. We had one town where they had to widen the main street to put a white line in the middle. About like your town?
Oh, no, my town even has a blinker light.
You have a blinker light?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, they're working their way up to a stoplight then?
That's right. Next year, we hope.
We were going to put a stoplight in back home. They had picked out the light, but they didn't settle on the colors yet. They hadn't decided on that. We're going to play red, white, and blue. We're going to play the game right now because we just got time enough to do that. So let's see if we can squeeze in some nice, fat, easy questions here for the mayor. And who would like to start out?
I'll start.
You'll start? Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. When the bell sounds, name as many occupations as you can which are directly concerned with building a house, like a carpenter.
A carpenter.
Ready?
Plumber,
Electrician.
painter,
Bricklayer.
plasterer,
A stonemason.
Ed.
You had 7 correct answers at $5 each, so in the next round, every correct answer will be worth $35.
I think you're going to have folks calling up wanting to vote for you, that even from your town. You know what? You'll have
that'll be
people.
wonderful.
You take mailed-in votes.
Oh, yes, if the voting judges do.
But when the bell sounds, we got to give you the second one now, real soon. And name as many places as you can outside the continental limits of the United States in which an American civilian may travel without a passport, like Cuba.
Cuba.
Ready?
Cuba.
Canada,
Mexico.
Puerto Rico,
Jamaica.
Panama,
Yucatan.
I'm sorry, that's part of Mexico. I'm afraid we've already
That is?
got that
We can't
one.
have that?
Yeah, that's too bad.
I thought
I
it
feel
was
bad
Central
about it.
America.
Not Central America?
Well, it's part of Mexico. Yucatan, yes, that's Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico.
All right, Ken, how much you got there?
We had 6 correct answers at $35, so in the final round, every correct answer will be worth $210.
See if we got a nice easy one now or not.
That's good.
Here we go. Let's see. I think it's easy. Since its first coinage in 1792, our government has issued 17 different denominations of metal coins. When the bell sounds, name them in correct order from lowest to highest, starting with the half cent.
Half cent.
1 cent.
5 cents.
Oh, no. It was a 2-cent piece for a long time. That's too bad. I'm sorry.
Makes you feel like 2 cents, I'll tell you that. Not to
certainly
get
does.
any farther than that.
Worse than that.
All right, Ken, how much did you get?
We had 2 correct answers at $210, give you a grand total on the scoreboard of $420. And now, here's a word from our alternate sponsor.
Well, folks, we just got time enough to say that we'll see you next weekend with 2 for the Money again. I hope you have a good time this week, and be careful. We'll see you then. Good night.
Travel arrangements for Two for the Money were made by Trans World Airlines. TWA now flies the finest and most luxurious airplane in the skies, the new Super G Constellation. Fly the finest, fly TWA. Two for the Money is a Mark Kutz and Bill Todman production. Two for the Money has been chosen to be shown to our armed forces overseas. Tune in next week to Herb Schreiner in Two for the Money.